don't let others place their gifts on you. Live the gifts that God had given you.
One of my favorite things that someone told me once was that trust is earned in drops and lost in buckets. There's no such thing as useless skills.
It was a big challenge because it was on my daughter's birthday that I was getting off work early and the incident happened to me.
We take care of our employees so that our employees take care of our customers so that our customers take care of us.
It's like a 2-year-old. I gotta try it anyways. And it's stuck. It won't get them.
Alfred Payne, thank you so much for having made it onto the episode. This is the Not A Panda Podcast, where I introduce people to the person behind the professional. So we met at an event that we just did over 4th of July, and at that one you were doing like a food truck thing. As it turns out, that's part of your overall business, which is the Scorpion King Charter. And then through that company, you have what seems to be like a couple of different ways that you enact that enterprise of yours.
Yes.
So I'm very excited to just dig into like what your entrepreneurial journey has been, what it's like on both the acquisition of goods, because you actually kind of supply your own business.
Right,
That's kind of rare.
Yes.
I'm very eager to dig into that. So go ahead and just give us all who you are, your story a little bit, and then we'll dig into some more directed questions as the interview goes on.
Sure. My name is Alfred Payne, and I'm a certified charter captain. I became a charter captain because I got into the lifestyle of fishing from my mom at the age of 10. She passed away about 8 years ago, so I took on the opportunity to keep that journey going with fishing. So then I took on a major incident that I had at my previous employment, which was Tropicana, which I did 30 years there.
Wow, okay.
And I was injured by getting ran over by a forklift. So I was kind of down for maybe about 8 months and couldn't walk.
Right.
So I just prayed to God that He will, restore my abilities to be able to walk again. And He was unfortunate to do that. So I took on a retirement afterwards. And then after I retired, then I found a need to invest the money that I had earned with Tropicana with my retirement to open up a seafood business, which the community needs a good seafood supplier for good seafood.
Right. Yeah, otherwise all we have is like Red Lobster.
Right. Yes.
Because you are a chartered captain and you go fishing and everything, you converted that into an actual face sale. So you don't just catch the fish, but you can actually sell them as part of like a catering service.
Yes.
Cool. So go ahead and tell us about what that's been like. First of all, what made you decide to be your own storefront? And then second, or like which came first, I guess is a better way to put it, is like how did that play out to get where you are now?
It's been a journey.
Yeah.
Struggling from coming up from not having anything and try to venture out to, earn something in life that you can call your own.
Right.
So I took on the opportunity to, look at different varieties of guys who sell seafood, working for people who sell seafood. So, and then being talked down to. Mm-hmm. So, and then it makes you think about, branching out your own to want to be your own boss.
Right.
And to just looking at different companies, how they, interact with customers and how they treat customers. And then they don't have that good customer satisfaction dealing with people. So I try to incorporate my lifestyle with, talking to different people and then having a good relationship with people. And so that's pretty much how I got started. And, just try to keep people satisfied, good customer service, good understanding about the community.
Right.
And then getting more the community involved in doing different things.
Yeah. Speaking of community involvement, how does the execution side of Pinch and Pinch is the storefront side of it, right? The catering side. So how does that look in terms of logistics? Is that like a family thing? Do you have employees? Are you trying to build it to the point where you have employees? How does that work right now?
I'm trying to build it to the point that I have employees, but right now it's a family-owned thing with me and my wife and my sons, they come aboard. My daughter helps me out, which my daughter's a caterer up in Texas. So she's branching down to Florida to expand her catering service also up in Tallahassee.
Okay.
So, taking on different opportunities to learn how to cook different foods.
Yeah.
And do different lifestyles of interacting with different people from charter fishing. You have different charter people that want to go fishing, or you got people that want, seafood or different variety of culture of food.
Speaking of the variety of culture food, with the pinch and pinch side of it, we have a few different options, and then the food truck kind of branches out of that, right? So
yes.
It's kind of like
yes.
that one is an extension of pinch and pinch, from what I can
yes.
tell. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So with the variety of food, your main thing, from what I can tell, is seafood and barbecue, like the two big
Mostly
things.
the food truck is seafood.
Okay.
But I incorporate my lifestyle from learning how to cook.
Gotcha.
To what people want, and then whether they say they want barbecue or they want home style cooking or different sorts of food, and then also I done varieties of food for a catering service.
Is there a particular through line of food types that you prefer to keep it in? Is there some, like, do you have a list of options that you can tell people these are the kinds of foods that I can make, or is it just like, if you want a certain kind of food, like if they said we want to have some kind of teriyaki noodles and things, like would you go Asian as well, or?
I would just my mind is so it does a lot of venturing, so
Yeah.
You want to actually not turn people down, so you want to accommodate everybody's needs,
Right.
And I love to cook, so
It's like a challenge.
It's like a challenge for me. It's like a challenge for me, and then give them the opportunity to learn my challenges, and then what I can cook, and then what can I venture out to cook. So
Right.
whenever people say I want this, we give them like options of I can make this, I can make this, I can make this, and then give them the opportunity to decide whether they want that opportunity.
Right. Okay. No, that's smart. Speaking of which, that reminds me, when I was looking just through like the different companies or the different extensions of the company, I definitely got the impression that you seem to be more entrepreneurial minded in
Yes.
general. How did that come about? Is that something where you just decided one day, like, I'm just going to start businesses and see where it goes? Like, what's the story there?
Basically, that's true to the fact that I just wanted to just venture out and just be my own boss, because dealing with different jobs and job experience, being on a job so long, you deal with so many attitudes, and people talk to you a different way, and you have to and able to stay on that job long enough, you have to take in a lot of attitude and stuff like that.
So you're just like, never again.
Right, never again. So then just pray about it and to ask God to just just one day just venture out and just let it be.
Yeah.
If you fall, you fall, but he's always there to pick you up.
I think about that a lot, where I've been a DJ for 8 years now, and the idea of going back to work with people, having been an entrepreneur for so long, the way that I see employment is different now, because when I was an employee, I always looked at it as they are hiring me, I am yielding my services to them and stuff. Nowadays, the way I would just conceptualize being an employee of another company is like, ultimately, I'm still my own brand, and that
absolutely, yes.
I am willing to sell my services for a certain amount of dollars per hour, but it's no longer the company is offering me money. It's like, no, I will evaluate if the company is willing to pay me what I think is worth the job
not
they're
the company
offering.
paying you for being there in a time frame.
Exactly. I'll sell my services to the company. I won't let them pay me for services.
Right. Absolutely.
That's how I look at it now. I feel like that's a much healthier way to look at it, and that a lot of people could benefit from, because I think a lot of workplace abuses would probably be handled a lot better if it was seen that way, where someone was like, no, you can't treat my brand that way.
Right.
I'm not gonna,
Yes.
I won't stand for that. Or when people go in for like a promotion, a job or something, if you go in there saying, my services are worth this much money. If you can pay that, awesome. If you can't, I got to go find someone who can.
Right.
And
I think that's what a lot of people get the misconception of, I'm worth this much money. So can you afford 35 bucks an hour, or say no, we can't. So then they drop it and just leave and go somewhere else.
Right. Yeah. And one of two things will happen with that point is either A, you start to have to reevaluate how much your services are worth in the marketplace, or B, you find that it was worth taking the risk, and actually there were companies that were able to see the value that you saw in yourself.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm definitely on the same boat with you on the entrepreneurialism of saying that, for me, I look at it as pretty much always worth the risk of trying entrepreneurialism, trying to make something out of your own skills in the marketplace for yourself.
Because you do have some you have some downfalls with it, ups and downs, and slow points and fast pace.
And there's risks involved for sure.
Yes, absolutely.
There's no such thing as a guaranteed paycheck when you work for yourself, and that can be uncomfortable, and not everybody's cut out for it for sure. But always worth it if you want to try it for sure.
And then you have to also pick up, you have to be certified and licenses and
insurance.
Yep.
Yeah, you gotta learn things. You have to be adaptable when things go wrong.
Yep, absolutely.
What are some skills that you've learned since starting up your business in terms of things that you had to research that you didn't know about, that you had to realize that you were weak to, and you had to grow in that area? So tell me about that side of your entrepreneurial journey.
Of course, you find a lot of things on YouTube. You research on YouTube to get a lot of knowledge. Yeah, actually, taking some other people's point of view about things, and you have to open yourself up to that you don't know everything. So you have to keep a mindset of going to the website and venturing out to Google it. I mean, YouTubing. How do you fix this and how you fix that? Yeah. So, it's been a challenge. I do a lot of entrepreneur on landscaping or fixing cars.
Gotcha.
So I just opened my mind to a variety of Actually, unfortunately, I've been truly blessed to learn how to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
Sometimes I fix my wife's car. I do brake service. I do the service on cars. When the hurricane season came around, I ventured out and I did side jobs for people, putting up fence. Doing a lot of work with installing pool pumps. Yeah. So I took on the job maybe a year and a half ago with this company doing plumbing work.
Okay.
So I was working with a company, and unfortunately, I had an accident, and then they got rid of me. So eventually, the short period of time that I'm there, I learned a lot of things.
Right.
So now I just incorporate that things to one skill up on my notch.
Yep. Yeah. And there's no such thing as useless skills.
Absolutely.
I firmly
a lot of people say, well, I don't want to learn that. I don't want to learn that. I say, listen, stop saying that, because eventually you're going to need that down the line somehow, somewhere, and then you're like, oh, I learned that from such place.
Well, not only for the ability to execute a skill at a useful time, but also because, in my experience, just simply being good at something or knowing how to do something can change your perspective on things that are actually unrelated. Right. This is something that I find to be true about even things that people would say me saying there are no useless skills is going to get somebody out there to be like, well, what about yo-yo skills or something? And it's like, of course, you can pull out anything. But I firmly believe that every single skill, no matter how useless it might seem at first, can, if not be useful for practical situations, be useful for having a different perspective on things, or having a different view of, like with, for instance, yo-yo skills, just to put out a random example. I've never gone down that road, but I've known at least one person who did. And the ability to get good at something like that is itself a skill. Just learning how to get good at something.
Right.
And so even if that's the only practical skill that you're able to take away from it, that is still something that you have benefited from now.
Right.
That if you could get good at that, then you can get good at something else.
I try to tell people, never say never.
Yeah.
Because there's a tool out there that can help you resolve that issue.
Absolutely.
I mean, if you take it apart, it's got to go back the same way.
Yeah.
So if you got a mindset of, I mean, if you want to take a picture of it and then go back on that picture to view how it was, I mean, just put it back the same way.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, that seems perfectly fair to
Yes.
me. What was one of the harder struggles that you weren't prepared for that you had to really dig deep to overcome there, if you're comfortable with sharing that?
I would say my deepest was my accident that I had. Back in 2015, when I got ran over by a forklift, I never thought I was going to walk again.
It
But
sounds
just,
like it.
Just,
Yeah.
just keeping up the faith that, God would always be there for you.
Yeah.
So and I just kept the faith in doing my training. I mean, doing my exercises, and then being laying in bed that you can't walk.
Yeah.
So I got both my legs ran over, and
Both. It wasn't even just one. Oh gosh.
yeah, it was both. And my right leg took the most damage, which is I'm right-handed.
I was going to say probably your dominant leg.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was a real struggle. And then with my wife being there for me,
How long of a recovery was that?
it was actually I'm still recovering from it because when I wake up in the morning, both my feet hurt.
So it's like
And-
some circulation issues.
Right, the tenderness in bottom of my feet are like real bad. So if I step on a real small pebble, I can feel it. So then in the morning time, my blood circulation is real low, so I kind of wobble to the bathroom early in the mornings. So it was pretty bad, and from the doctor saying that, if when they was looking at my surgery or looking at my leg, is if your bones if they're crushed, we got to amputate your leg.
Yeah.
So keeping that faith that tell myself my bones are not crushed, my bones are not crushed. So you have to build that mindset up to saying things are going to be okay,
Yeah.
and not having that negativity to downplay yourself or get depressed or something.
Absolutely. So last week, my previous episode guest was somebody from the Make-A-Wish Foundation, the chief operating officer. So he was involved in like putting on events and that kind of stuff. And something that we were talking about was the effectiveness of hope in terms of healing.
Right.
That if you can help someone to maintain that sense of like life can be better, and also it helps to know that there is goodness or there's something worth living for,
Right.
those sorts of things. And we find that when people have a positive attitude, it helps them to just heal or be more effective with what they have in
That's true.
Yeah. So it's just, there's nothing but upside to maintaining a positive attitude when you're healing from something.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. Just the thought of getting run over by a forklift, how does that feel exactly? Is that just like, and maybe we probably shouldn't go there if that's crazy.
From being the thought where it would never happen to me,
Right.
to the point of it happening to you.
Yeah.
Because I was certified with OSHA, and I was the actual training person that trained the forklifts of the company.
Oh gosh, so you were like the forklift guy.
Yes, I was like the training person who hold all the forklift courses.
Yeah.
Kept people safety, and always deem the people for not driving correctly with the forklifts and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it was a big challenge because it was on my daughter's birthday that I was getting off work early,
Yeah.
and the incident happened to me.
Al, would you please introduce your wife and just let us know maybe a little introduction for maybe how long you guys been married, that kind of stuff?
Yes, this is my beautiful wife, Katrina Payne. We've been together for going on 12 years now. We were married for 11. The first year that we got together, I proposed her after a year. I've known her for a while.
Yeah.
We basically
How'd you meet?
not grew up together, but actually we was friends at first.
Okay. Yeah.
And then she was married at the time, and I was married at the time, but I was separated in going through a divorce.
Yeah. I'm
So
sorry.
then I was living as a single person, and I went out to a club one day, and actually I went to me and some friends went to a bar and we was having drinks, and then I said, well, I'm gonna go home. So then on the way home, I said, well, let me stop by this one bar and I'll have one more drink. And then the bar that I stopped by, she was in the parking lot. And so then that's when we got introduced and got hooked up, and
Yeah.
everything worked out from there.
Gotcha. That's awesome.
Well, he was trying to talk to me before then, but I was still married.
Right.
So I was like,
maybe not.
right. That's, but then
Yeah, so
finally-
the circumstances
Yes.
changed and it just worked out from there.
it really worked out from there. It really did.
Gotcha. No,
Yes.
that's cool.
And we both have the same story, too.
He bring along. I mean, God bring along, at the right time, because that's when, I had got injured at work too at the same time.
Wow.
And I was a nurse.
Right,
so-
because it was about 10 years
Right,
ago. Okay,
right.
that makes
and
sense.
then, and we similarly have the same lifestyles, because her mom got killed. My mom passed away.
Right.
Her dad got
for
sick
heart
and
attack.
passed away, and then my dad
Got
had a heart attack and passed.
Same story.
That's
So-
wild.
We
So
both
you
was
could
married
really
twice.
share through a lot of like each other's struggles and griefs and
Yes,
pains and
yes.
stuff.
Yes.
So that I'm sure that had to be something that helped to really strengthen that relationship really
I needed
really
that.
quickly.
He
Yeah.
was like my confidant. When I came,
Yeah.
I was all over the place, lost, and he picked me up, and I call him my Superman, my savior. 'cause-
Aw, you guys are cute. I love it. So we were just talking about one of the harder struggles for Al that he's had in his entrepreneurial journey so far, and he was talking about his incident with the forklift and kind of the struggle that brought him through. Now, in this podcast, one of my favorite questions to ask people has always been, what has been one of the most unexpected, or what I prefer to say, like, what's the craziest thing that's happened in this line of work so far, and like one of your events? Is anything stand out to you in that? Or if not, what's something that was at least unexpected that you had to quickly adapt to?
Nothing really crazy. It's just the challenges of multiple people, trying to do the same business that you're doing.
That-
And that would be the most challenge and then finding the supplies
Yeah.
and good pricing to support the community with.
And location, too.
Yeah.
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 Pricing, especially when it comes to catering business. I mean,
Yes.
that's so competitive. So
Yes.
yeah, I
Yes.
imagine that's got to be a struggle.
With the prices going up,
Yep.
people don't understand the food's going up, so it's going to cost more to do catering. So they're looking at the price. They're like, oh, but like the food went up. So, and that's the kind of hard thing we have too, because we'll set a price and then they do it for next year, and then the food went up a whole year later. So
Right.
then they like, you went up on your price. I'm like, well, the food went up, so it's
Right.
like we have to get paid.
Right.
I mean, we
Yeah.
didn't think of it.
And it's
Yes.
like it's not like we just can't ever
We
raise
wanted-
prices. Like we
Yeah.
would prefer to have it for less. Talk to your local farmers.
Yes.
Right. If we can't control it, so I'm like, oh God.
And then
So that's
somebody
the biggest
they
struggle,
think
too.
you want to get over them on pricing, but we try to focus on dealing with the community of keeping prices
Yes.
very low for
Reasonable.
people. Yeah.
Yes. So when we get a deal, like if the food go down that's on sale, we'll go down in the prices. So we do it like that, so we can
Right. So it's always a
Company.
percentage thing. It's not about like
Yes.
what's market standard. You just
Right.
do the math on what's our supply, what's our margin on that, and then you just base your prices around that.
Yes.
That's
See,
right.
that's fair. That's how
Yes.
every business should do it. But-
right.
Yeah.
So if it's the low, they still keep it high to make a profit, make more profit. But we try to make it lower. So while they have a chance to get it on sale or
Yeah.
a low price, we might as well let them get it, so we can get more people coming. We're looking at clientele, not the money. And then
Yeah.
my husband, he loves to. It's his favorite thing, satisfying the people. So that's what his thing is. If we can make it right, we make it right, even with the orders. If it's wrong, he makes it right, gives stuff away. He's real good about doing that.
How has your side of the business been when it comes to like the fishing side and the catering side? What's that been like for you to like join into that?
Okay, I'm glad you asked.
Yeah.
At the beginning, it was hard.
Yeah.
It was because we were just starting out, and my husband had just retired, and he was trying to do everything himself. He always wanted to do everything himself. He's so independent, and I wanted to help.
Those two tend to go together between entrepreneurialism and independence.
He don't want no help. He want to do everything. So I just sat back and watched him. I'm like, okay, he's gonna call. He's gonna ask for my help sooner or later. So then when I came in and stepped in, I had my people that love seafood and all that. So I went online, marketed. So I did the marketing side, collecting the money, doing that. And he did the cooking. So I was like the face of the business, and he was the cook, and it worked out perfect that way.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of overbearing too sometimes. So I'm taking orders, doing stuff like letting him know what's going on. So now I'm throwing him all these orders, and we had to get a system first. And so he was kind of getting frustrated with it. We had to learn how to work together. Because, working together with your husband and your wife is kind of difficult, too.
Right.
Yeah, because I'm not your employee. I'm your wife and your employee. So it's like I can't really talk to my wife like I would talk to somebody else.
Right. You can't gossip about your boss.
Right. You can't talk about it because I'm your wife.
You can't fire her. But
Right.
You can't fire me. So I'm in it for you. You better get along with me, buddy. I've got to get this thing together.
Yep.
But we finally got it, and then we just... Everything just started going forward.
Yeah. Like once things click and you guys figure each other out how to work with one another,
how to communicate with each other,
and that's such a beautiful journey to go through. Is because you're learning a very different side of each other when it comes to how you work, how to work with each other, where those compromises need to happen in order to like mesh well and be better together. So,
because with the event that we just did on the beach. We switched places.
Oh yeah,
because she don't like the heat. So
that makes sense.
I mean, that day it was tremendous hot, and we already had plans. That well, babe, we're gonna switch places because I don't like the heat. You like the heat. I want to be inside the AC. So we end up before we set up that day, we ended up switching places and talked about how I was gonna do it, how I was gonna serve, how the food was gonna be done. So I rearranged the whole trailer inside to accommodate her and my daughter.
Right. Yeah.
Inside. So then that's when that was the reason why I was outside taking orders, me and my other son.
That makes sense.
So then that's when my daughter and her was inside,
right?
And they was making the
just
trade.
Being
but it's
all
still
gentlemanly and courteous that way.
It's still hard for me because I still came out. You know that I'm like,
of course, yeah.
And
she don't like to see people standing around just waiting for people to get their food and stuff like that.
So I go, hi, how are you?
Just honey, just take your time. I mean, when they go to the restaurant, they still have to wait inside the restaurant.
Right.
But she still want to do the courtesy part of getting their food, fast.
Well, that makes it a more memorable experience for the customers. So I'm sure long-term wise, that's a really good marketing strategy to get some because now every time they see your guys' food truck, they're like, it's the cool people again.
Right. Yeah. That's what they say. A lot of people say they come back because of that too, and the food's good. And it was like in the person, then you guys are so good with customer service and everything and accommodating and all that stuff. Yeah.
It's one of those little things that makes a big difference for people for sure.
I hated fishing at first. Okay. It was disgusting, slimy.
Yeah.
And you would never know that now. And I can't swim.
Okay, well, that would present a problem.
So this is my confidant again, and he got me on the boat and started me fishing. And then the guys were coming, and then I just watched everybody how they fish. So then I came better fishermen than them.
Love it. Yeah, it's just, watch me.
Watch me. Yeah. They go, you're not going to do nothing. You have lipstick on. What, you going to call the fish in with your lipstick? I was quiet. I said, watch. Don't let this cute girl fool you now. So I had my nails on, and I caught 15 fish, and they was slam. I was throwing them back, and they looking like, what's your wife doing? They're watching me. Don't take
what kind of base you got in there?
Yeah, that's what they said. They come sit by me. They want to know what I'm doing.
Yep.
Yeah, so now.
The best of revenge.
And then the good thing about it, they was like, my wife don't do that. They was jealous of him because they was like, my wife won't go on the boat and fish with us. It's so good because that's refreshing for him. That's like not his hobby.
Yeah.
I mean, his hobby, it's not a job. He loves to do fishing, loves fishing.
Right.
So that worked out perfect because now we can spend time together.
Doing something that you can both enjoy together.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's special. I love it. With the kind of mentality that the both of you seem to have in that kind of entrepreneurial spirit of just making a way, figuring things out as you go, what's next? Where do you go with this? What is the 5 years down the road plan. We were talking about how you were hoping to scale the business until you can start hiring employees and things.
Right.
Yes.
But really, what's like the long term? What does the success point look like for you?
You want a building?
We want a building to
Like
be
a
able to-
straight up restaurant.
Straight
kind
up
of
restaurant, yes.
Yes, actually to be able to, restaurant side to mainly a fresh seafood side.
Yes.
Right.
So
That makes sense.
That's we in that community. They used to have that, but down the road, years ago, it kind of demolished. So everybody's have to not satisfy for fish or seafood or varieties of different kind of seafood that they want.
Yeah.
And we can truly say that a lot of people do not eat fish that much because there's no way to get it.
Right.
Either you want it, you have to go buy it from restaurant, a wholesale place on Cortez Road, which is way out west,
Yeah.
or you wait for somebody to go fishing, then
And
Get
just
the
buy whatever
certain
comes
fish.
in.
just buy whatever,
Right.
Yeah.
or you go fishing, or
Fresh
you just
fish.
don't eat fish at all. You just settle for what's in the
On
fish
meat.
market or
Right.
the stores,
stores.
to buy
Package.
Yeah, all the frozen
Yeah,
stuff.
the
or
fro- that's
whatnot.
not good, but like right off the water, that's the
Yes.
good stuff.
Yeah, well, because store bought fish and fresh caught fish, it is incomparable.
No,
Right.
oh my God,
Because I've got her, she's
I didn't know. I was grow up on store bought when I met him.
Yep.
I was like, oh my God.
Oh, is that what fish is supposed to
That's
taste like? Yeah,
That's exactly what.
that is how I've always seen it.
Yes,
Is
yeah.
like same with me. Is that in general, I usually tell people that I'm not really a big fan of fish. And after having gone to some of the more like high end restaurants and stuff that serve like fresh caught, swordfish or other sorts of fresh caught grouper and things, every time I've had fresh caught fish, that's always been a very different animal.
And
just
it's always how
I didn't think
okay.
it was a difference, but it really
Yeah.
is.
it's
The taste,
always how you prepare it.
Yep. Yeah. Also that.
flavor.
Yeah, right. Okay, so speaking of, what is your, if not all-time favorite, what's like the top three? If you don't have a very favorite, what's at least like high up for you on the fish food chain in terms of stuff you like either to make or eat?
I would say, for her,
Yes.
it would be snook.
Okay.
That would be the top one.
Yes.
Or I just caught some fish the other day. Was some porgies
Yep.
or some mahi mahi.
Yes.
Gotcha.
I like all three of those.
Okay, sick.
Yes.
Yeah, but with me, I prefer mango snappers.
No kidding. Oh,
And how he prepares it is he put it in the oven,
It's
saute
always
it.
it's always different types of ways to prepare
I like that
different
way.
types of fish. But she likes it better sauteed and marinated with onions and stuff. Garlic.
Bell
Gotcha.
peppers and stuff, and with foil and put it in the oven. Yes.
yeah.
Over some rice.
Anytime foil is involved is usually a good day. Just,
When you open it, it's like
yeah.
smoke come out. You put it over some rice, and oh
It's just something different about it for sure.
God, and the lemons tasted it. Oh, wonderful.
You have the restaurant, and you're thinking of it being kind of like a hub for all things seafood related. Is like
Yes.
people
Yes.
could maybe buy seafood
Yes.
if they wanted
Fresh.
to supply their
Right.
own
their
restaurant or something.
way.
They could like maybe buy some wholesale from you if that was some kind of good exchange. You would want customers to be able to buy the fresh fish and
Yes.
cook it themselves, and you would
Right.
also want the restaurant where they can just have you cook it.
That's
so it's
right.
kind of like just it is the seafood place.
That's
is
it.
the idea.
Yes.
You can either take it home with you and prepare it, or you can buy it and bring it over, and we can prepare it for you, or
Right.
you just already have it without doing it.
I love it. I love it.
Yes.
Where you're at right now on the logistical side of it, what is it like to try and incorporate different events and things into your business model as you have it right now? Because right now we have the catering, we have the food truck, we have the charter. So what are the ways that you make that happen? Is there a particular is there like a food truck community that you're a part of or something that you
No.
get gigs
We're just
through? Like,
word of
how does
mouth,
that-
basically.
Okay.
So, and we post on social media, and people, we get most of our clients, and they'll tell somebody, and they tell somebody.
Love it.
So that's usually how. And then if they want a seafood boil, I'll look at the schedule, see if that date's available. If they want a charter, of course, he checks the weather, the tide, and all that, what's going out, if it's good to go out, the weather. And then they'll usually call us and or go on YouTube and see his videos, and then they'll reach out to him and say, "Hey, bud, you got a day open?" Okay. So it's just marketing off like social media and word of mouth.
Yeah, well, especially with things like the pictures that you just sent me yesterday. I'll put that on the video as I'm talking about it right now. But yeah, seeing stuff like that, I can see why people would be like, "Oh yeah, I do want that."
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, on the way inside, I met a guy in the parking lot.
See?
Yes,
Wonderful.
yes.
See, word of mouth. Yeah,
just how it
just
goes.
How you see it.
You just always got to be prepared to share what it is that you do.
That's
and,
right.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. What's marketing been like for the two of you? For me, that has definitely been quite a learning journey to get into different social media marketing, SEO on websites and things. So what's that look like for you guys?
Well, I usually do the marketing, so I usually go in and I know like our normal clients that usually do it. So I'll go in and hey, we got this today, and I'll go in and each one of them, and I'll send a text message out to each one. So it's like time
like directly to people.
Directly.
Yes.
Oh, interesting. Because you have some like frequent customers who.
Yes. Okay. That comes every week. They come every week. So I make sure I let them know, because some week we might be doing a seafood boil, and that week we won't be serving seafood. That Friday we might have a seafood boil. Right. So I put note out, okay, we won't have it this week, but next week you want to put an order in. We pre-order too.
I'm sorry, did you say a seafood ball?
Boil. Boil.
Oh, boil.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Boil.
I was just like dancing and seafood. Like
Actually,
it's a seafood ball.
Actually, we did I did her birthday party.
Oh my God.
As a seafood boil.
Ah, okay.
And it was like a
ball seafood. Yeah.
Yeah.
A country style.
Yes.
Country style seafood ball that we had.
Yeah, seafood salad, crabs, fried crabs, snow crabs, shrimp, corn, potatoes. Eggs. Oh, we had the ball, like everything.
Right. So both at once. Why not?
Right. Oh, make me hungry thinking about it.
Right. Shoot, I'm getting hungry now. Okay. Wow. So
we do more than just seafood too. We do outside.
We were talking earlier that in terms of the styles of food that he was at least interested in was. Really, even stuff that he hasn't cooked before is more of just a challenge for let's see how that would pan out more than just like no, I don't really do that.
Right. He try it. Yep, he'll do it. And he masters it. He'll test it out. I'm the taste tester. Woo. Love that part. I'm in the kitchen. I'm happy like a little kid. Ready for the meal.
Oh, man.
I can smell it.
My oldest brother was always like the best cook of the family. Him and mom were usually competing for that title, So now his wife is a lucky woman for the same reason. Where it's just like,
God, I love it.
Sometimes I
gained 30 pounds, but I love it.
the trade-off for sure.
I'm on a mile, but it's good.
Right.
Oh,
I love that. Yeah, it's so nice when you find people like that. I'm too lazy. I could cook. Every time I've cooked something for my friends, they're always like, "You need to cook more." I'm like, I don't wanna.
It can take a lot out of you.
Yeah. It's something you really got to commit to.
Because he cook every night. I mean, I'm like, you want me to cook? He's like, no, because he loved to do it. Now, if he love it,
it's a blessing.
Right.
Sure, yeah. You got to tell me twice.
I'm gonna sit back and let my hair down and just relax.
Right. Love that.
Yeah, he does all the cooking. So,
speaking of having different truly difficult trade-offs with the cooking and all that. So on the more serious note of things, what has entrepreneurialism realistically cost you guys, and what made it worth it to spend that cost? Because there are definitely different sacrifices and things that you got to make, different things that you didn't even realize you would have to give up in order to make it work. What was a cost for you, and what made that worth it?
The thing is with that, what you were saying, that the cost of it, because seafood went up so much, that was a big, how should I say it? When we get seafood and it's blue crabs, they die. So you spend like $2,000 on crabs, and then you lose $1,000. So we can't make our profit. Yeah. And so we had to talk to the seafood guy. Okay, we lost this much. We don't know why. So that's a challenge. So we lost money at the beginning. We really didn't see a profit. Yeah. So everyone kept saying, well, at the first 3 years, you don't make a profit anyways. You lose the first 3 years, and then you start making money. You start seeing a profit. Yeah. So we had to keep that in our head so we can keep going and not give up, because we didn't see a profit at first. Yeah. We lost more than we gained. And then that kind of put attention on us, because we are married, and You know, him being a man.
Financial struggles are the number one problem for
Want to be a
marriages.
provider is not coming through. He don't like that. And I'm like, we're fine, babe. But he's like, no, he's a man. He got so yeah. So he kind
And
of.
then from buying seafood like twice a week, we went down to once a week.
We was doing 3-2 one time. Remember,
Yeah.
we lost so much because we tried to work it out. We was like, well, people don't eat seafood during the week usually. It's like a weekend thing with some beer, or whatever. So we tried during the week twice and then on the weekend once. But we end up cutting the whole week and just do it on the weekend. Every now and then we'll do during the week.
Gotcha.
Until we get our building.
Yeah.
Then we'll be open 7 days a week.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So we building up our clientele right now so they can get a taste of it. So we get our building, we already know it's going to be because we sell out every time.
Yeah, because and then you just got to let people know, like, the ribbon's cut, guys. Bring it in.
Come bring it on in. I'm going to be live on
That's awesome. Are you already at the point where you can like see how the floor is laid out for like the tables and the counter?
God,
and all
you
that
already
kind of
know.
stuff? Yep.
I'm ready.
That's
Because
awesome.
we like to, venture out to different restaurants too to, share the love with them too also. Because her cousin has a seafood place down in Sarasota that, we'll stop by sometimes and then support him with his business or.
Yes, we don't
We'll go to Mr. and Mrs. Crab and sit down into the bar and might have a glass of wine and eat their shrimp and order food and just try different.
So we just because we do food, we still venture out with seafood people that some people I'm not gonna eat their food, I'm only eat mine, but we support other businesses.
But I feel like it makes sense because especially when it comes to going out to other businesses in the same space, not only can you see how they do it and like try to have iterative improvements for yourself, but you can also connect with them on what are they struggling with, what's hard about the industry for them, so you can be like, okay, this is how we could even support each other, for instance. This is something that I find with a lot of, so I'm a DJ, as you know. I have found it so hard to connect with DJs because so many DJs have this tendency to look at it as being a winner takes all situation, where they're just
some of them get discouraged, or they might feel threatened because you might do it better than them, and then you might learn more. Or
they don't want you to be better than
that you don't, or they don't know,
right?
Then it might sometimes come as a challenge because it's
competition.
It's like a competition thing.
Yeah. There are so many people who they take it personally. Whatever you set your prices to, if you set your prices too expensive for them, then they think that you're trying to think you're too arrogant. If you set your prices too low, then now you're trying to undercut the market.
That's what
They're
they
never
said.
happy.
Right.
They called us on that. I'm glad you said that.
Yep,
They actually called, why are you guys so cheap? And my husband was like, because the market went down, so we went down on our prices.
Because we have a mathematical number in mind, and that's just we're fair to our customers.
We're fair. You guys are still getting over.
This is something that Costco has a really cool philosophy on this, where their philosophy has always been, we take care of our employees so that our employees take care of our customers so that our customers take care of us.
There you go.
And that's the circle of life that they look at it as.
That's the best circle you have.
And I think a lot of people fail to really view that from the correct lens. If you take care of your people, they take care of you in reciprocity. And the goal is not to figure out how can I take care of myself better, but how can I make that circle of life work the way it's supposed to work. That's how the numbers should play out. And I think that garnering loyalty from your customers by being so transparent and clearly fair with them for how you work, I think that's just going to play out well for you because they'll absolutely come back and they'll support you.
A lot of people don't, like she did the other one week that we had seafood and stuff that was slow that day. So she texted a few people and said, well, you can pay us later. Come
out and get some seafood. And they was like, oh my God, I was craving. I was like,
and then you can pay us later. You can pay, and this.
They was like, I was
make
definitely
tickets out
bad.
for like.
And I trust them.
And then they was able to come back and just for their good faith just pay their balance off and then buy more seafood the same day.
Yeah. No, see, that's beautiful. And there are definitely times where if you've earned enough goodwill with people, they'll honestly prefer that you have money, whether they get a product or not. Like sometimes, and of course you always want to be fair, but there are times where they'll just be like, you know what, I'll pay you for the next one too, and I'll just come back for it or something. They'll just do like really creative things where you just wouldn't expect it, that they'll break the usual rules of how customer and vendor relationships usually work because you have earned goodwill with them, that they'll take more liberties. They'll allow more mistakes. They'll be more proactive in like helping your business grow.
Yes, they'll spread the word. Yes.
Yeah, it's just every time you do something with customers in mind, that's always going to be. And I feel like that is a lot simpler than some entrepreneurs make it, where it's like it doesn't have to be hard. Just treat people. It's the golden rule. It's one of the most basic things that we try to teach our kids.
Right.
Treat people with courtesy and respect, and
do unto others as you want them to do unto you, and that's the true thing.
Because I know there's one guy that he was selling seafood, and he was cooking seafood, but then the pinchers would fall off the blue crab.
Yeah.
So then he would take the pinchers and not give them to the person who buy the crab.
Right.
He would sell all the pinchers from a separate order and make money twice.
Oh no.
So there's one lady, she got on social media and she like totally blasted.
Messed this whole business up.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Nobody never.
People are very unforgiving about integrity.
Yes, they are.
Yes.
Yes. If you slight people and this is something that I've told people with with the DJ business side of it, is that your reputation is worth more than money, and that's in the Bible too.
It really is.
I believe it's good reputation is worth more than rubies, something along those lines. And this is something that more people need to understand is that you cannot. One of my favorite things that someone told me once was that trust is earned in drops and lost in buckets.
Oh my God, that's beautiful.
Isn't that such a good way to put it?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's so hard to get and so easy to lose, and you lose big whenever you lose trust with people.
God.
And
You truly do.
yeah, and
I
so
got chills just there. Look at my hairstyle.
Yeah, right.
Wow, that's a good one.
So this is something that I try to always keep in mind when it comes to, for instance, how I deal with my customers. There's a lot of small details where I'm the middle child of 5. Start there. I've had 3 of them get married at this point. And at 2 of their weddings, that was before I was in the industry as a DJ. And so for both of their weddings, I had, from start to finish, absolutely no idea what was going on at any time. I didn't know where I was supposed to be, what it was expected of me, what was going to happen next. I just went places and stuff happened and people told me what to do. And that was all I had. And so having had that experience, now that I'm a DJ, I approach it from the perspective of what kind of experience do I wish that I would have had?
Okay.
How do I wish the DJ would have been for me to help me know what to do next? Right. And so not all of my, but a lot of my major decisions for how I structure the organizational side of it and how proactive I can be is based on that premise of like, what do I wish my DJ had done for me when I was at my brother's wedding or at my sister's wedding, that kind of stuff. So that's why at this point I always tell people, like, I'm so much more than someone who pushes play on a music. Right. That I'm someone who I will go out and I'll ask you to be ready to do the speeches next. In a short amount of time, we're going to be doing that. So make sure that you're, if you have notes that you're planning on bringing with you, make sure that those are ready and up on your phone. And so it's a lot of those kinds of things where I'm making sure that people know what's the next thing to expect, what's expected of you, what's something that's good. There was a time when there was a mother-in-law who was breaking down. Things were very stressful. Things weren't going according to plan. She was one of the primary planners for the event. And I took her off to the side and I talked her through some of this stuff to kind of like untangle the mess that she was wrapping herself into.
Yes.
And after having had that conversation, she was able to see more clearly for the vision of what she needed to do to have the success that she could regain from the event at that point. And from that moment forward, she was less stressed.
Yes, right.
Actually, that happened to us recently because we did a wedding for this lady, and then the budget was like totally outrageous. I mean, not her budget, but the people they want to charge her so much money for the wedding. But then she reached out to us, and then we got it down to
something more manageable,
and then they were still having a financial problem because a lot of people that's supposed to come to the wedding, they were supposed to drive down to bring supplies for the wedding, but then they ended up backing out, so they had to rent extra vans and extra trucks to bring this stuff.
That's just more cost on it. Yeah.
Right. So then, the tables, they're supposed to have to rent. The guy's supposed to bring the tables and chairs, but then he backed out, so they had to rent tables and chairs. And so she reached out to us and like, can you guys do this for this much? And then, sorry for the inconvenience. And
you guys did more over than we did. We did way more than what she asked to lighten the load off her, so she could be a happy bride.
Right.
And she was
actually that was, I think, twice we did that because the lady who owns Chick-fil-A, we did her 50th birthday party, and they wanted to charge her like $5,000 some dollars. Actually, it was more.
Yeah, it was just like almost $6,000.
Almost $6,000 to cater her wedding. Then she reached out to us, and we got down to like almost a little bit over half that price.
Yeah,
and then she was more satisfied than anything.
Absolutely, and that in that position, she's not thinking about any other food vendors at that point. From that moment forward, she's just like, nope, those are my people.
Right, they're not trying to get over on me. I'm good. Yeah.
And then even the catering planner who did the wedding, she reached out to us, and then she wanted to add us onto her list of contact for
weddings.
Weddings.
Yeah. So that's another market. Yep.
Yeah, because you definitely don't want to undervalue how important it is to earn the trust of the venue itself.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Don't let others place their gifts on you that God has given you.
Yeah. So, okay. Dig into that. Let's
break
talk
it
about
down
it.
for what you're saying.
Yeah.
Everybody have all their different gifts, but God only gives certain people different gifts. So when people have their gifts that they can't venture out and live their dream of the gifts that they've given, something God has given them, they have a tendency to, incorporate, to put their learning on others and feel their dream through somebody else instead of living their own dream.
That ain't your calling. That's somebody else's, but you're trying to do it. But your calling, you put yours.
Like just say your dad, he's not able to live the dream that he wanted, so he's trying to push his dreams onto his kid.
Right, and that's how you get like the super strict
So the
parent, or they're trying to like
so
push
the dad's like, I want you to do this, but the kid is like, well, no, Dad, I want to do this.
Yeah.
So
he's pushing on.
Right. That's
on
basically what that means.
No, that's great. So phrase it again. What was the quote itself?
Don't let others place their gifts on you. Live the gifts that God had given you.
Right. That makes sense.
So that's their gift. He was a good football player, but he sprung his ACL and he can't play no more. So now he wants his son to do that.
Right.
But his son wants to play basketball.
But that's not his son's gift.
Right.
That's his.
That's
He's
not
not
his
good
story.
at football.
Yep.
So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is. It's such a hard lesson to learn too, because every parent wants the best for their kids, of course.
Yeah.
And it's hard because when you know that something is something that brought you a lot of joy or a lot of satisfaction, especially if you see that your kid is struggling to find something like that for themselves, you want to push them in that direction and just be like, this is going to be fulfilling or something. And,
right, because it was fulfilling for me. I know it'll be fulfilling for you, son.
Right.
Be the same. You're my son. I know you're gonna love it.
Absolutely.
But he's like, no, I don't like that.
So I'm curious what brought that philosophy on. Was there something kind of more pivotal, or is that like a life lesson that you've just learned that is really important that you want to spread for the world? Like,
it was mostly a life lesson to me. Instead of, working with different jobs, people, they want you to do this and do this a certain way.
People tell you what's expected of you in certain capacities.
Yeah, right. And then so you were like, no, I mean, so many jobs ain't for me. You want to learn that. You want to learn that opportunity to learn different things.
Yeah.
But you just want to venture out to say, no, I want to do this.
Right.
And then you find out that one thing that you want to do is what is your gifted at?
Yeah.
So, and I've been unfortunate that, God has given me a gift that I can just truly just do
everything,
a lot of things.
Right. Absolutely.
It's good at everything.
I mean, you definitely seem to have a pretty wide skill set. So yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that it's a chicken or the egg thing. Is it that people who have a can-do attitude of like, I am able to learn this, I can do better, I can succeed if I really try hard enough? Or is it that they tend to acquire a lot of skills, or is it that people who are talented in a lot of skills have a can-do attitude because they just can't do things? I personally choose to believe it's the first one. Just having the belief that you can do things unlocks so many opportunities and so many skills you would never have thought that you could do otherwise.
He tests himself a lot. He pushes himself so he can.
So this is something that I found from my scholastic experience with school, and I was homeschooled at first, and then I went to a public school once I got to the high school. So there was a whole story with how that transition happened.
Yes, big transition.
Yeah, just a bit. Lots of stuff I could go into on that, but for at least what I'm talking about right now. One of the biggest things that I observed was that when I went into school, I was, for the very first time in my entire life, presented with somebody saying, math is really hard, I can't do math. That had never ever happened in my family. Now, my mom, the one who was primarily doing all of the teaching, she is not good at math. But she never once said, because I'm bad at math, math is hard. She just said, it's just not something that fits for me. It's not something that I am skilled at doing. And by contrast, my older brother, one of my older brothers is very skilled at math. He's one of those kind of people where he taught himself pre-algebra through pre-calculus and then went on to college up through differential equations and always got A's and stuff. And he was just a phenomenal person with numbers. Like he gets it. And for me, I am not a math person, but I am very good with words and with communication and language. And so every time I would be presented with a math problem, my objective was always to convert it into a word problem, into a puzzle, and then solve it from there. So that's how my brain works. And because I know myself well, I was able to do well in math, even though the numbers do nothing for me. It's like, that's fine. I don't get confused by it. There's a better way for me to understand how the math works.
Right.
So that's how I've always seen it, is that it's not a matter of, am I good at this? Am I not good at this? It's how can I function with this?
Right.
Like, what is going to get me to push through this in a way that makes sense to me?
Right.
And I think that everyone has
that's
that.
so good.
Right.
Think about that. Yeah, you have your own learning strategy, like of how you do it.
Because there are ways that things make more sense to you than other ways.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
And I have a particular, because of my connection with language as a concept, I tend to have a good way of presenting things in a way that makes more sense to people.
Right.
And so I
Break
have
it
a
down.
firsthand experience with seeing that it is not a problem of not being able to learn something. It's a problem of not having been presented with it in a way that makes sense to you.
Right. Yeah.
And
That's it.
I think everything,
You're right. That goes
I
with
think
everything.
at a high level, when it comes to like the people who are experts versus the people who are virtuosos that you only see once in a generation, sure, there definitely talent plays a role at a high level. But when it comes to just competence, of like being able to do something at a competent level, I think everyone can if they're just presented with it in the right way.
That's right. That's right. I totally agree.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why Scorpion King? What is going on there? Scorpion and fishing, I don't...
The Scorpion King came about with that's my horoscope.
Okay, gotcha.
And the king is just the word king.
Because you're her king and
Yes,
stuff. Yeah,
I made the
king
name.
queen thing.
He actually made
Yes.
it.
Okay.
And then with the pinch and pinch, the pinch and pinch came about one day we was out catching blue crab and the crab pinched her finger.
Love it.
So
okay, yeah, and that was horrifying. I'm sure
it wouldn't let go. So
right.
That's why we got the word pinch.
He
and
made
pinch.
that up.
I love it. Just on the spot. Yep. We are going to memorialize this moment forever.
Yes, I'll never forget it.
Take your trauma and turn it into victory. There you go.
That's it. Oh my God, I'm in there crying. Oh my God, my finger. It almost took my whole freaking
And I
nail
kept
off.
telling her, do not
do it.
stick your hand in there. Don't do it. And then when I turned my back, and she
I was
did.
like a 2-year-old. I gotta try it anyways, and
Right.
and it's stuck. It won't get. I'm doing it. Oh, get it out! That's what I'm saying. And I go in the bathroom and cry. He goes.
Right.
Tell my son, go check on your mom. I'm going. He goes, you okay? I'm like, no.
Right. Everything's awful. I hate it.
I don't want to eat crabs anymore.
Oh man.
Oh God.
I love that. I perceive that you are people of faith, Christian, probably.
Yes.
What parts of your testimony are you comfortable with sharing, and how has that played a role in your business?
That has been truly a journey and a struggle, because from both of us come from baptism, from Baptist, and changing and going around from different churches to get the right community.
Yeah.
So it's been kind of hard and easy at the same time, because we go to Bayside now, Bayside Community College. So I do security for the kids, and then a lot of days I serve as security on Sundays, and then sometimes I feel bad because if I get a call for a charter, and they mostly want to go fishing on Saturday or Sunday.
Yes.
Right. So then my head person should call and say, "Well, Al, can you serve security for the kids Sunday?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then somebody called for a charter. I'm like,
yes,
right,
like, do I
real
choose
hard
God
choice.
over this?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
And then my wife, she was like, "Well,
my saying.
God understands. You you have to go to work."
Yeah.
And then I said, "Okay."
It's a difference. You want to be lazy and you stay at home and you can go to church, but you actually have something to do. You're not trying to skip on purpose. Like, you know your heart.
It goes in both directions. You can say, on the one hand, God understands that sometimes you just have to pay the bills, right? It's like that.
Right.
That's and I think that is a perfectly good way to look at it. That God is not going to punish you for just trying to
go pray while you're on the boat,
take care of yourself and that kind of stuff.
Yes.
On the other hand, God honors those who honor Him.
That's it.
So I think both choices would probably be justifiable as long as your heart's right with how you relate to God on that. Where it's like, ultimately God is the one who provides, and you're not being a bad Christian to work on a Sunday as long as it's not a lack of faith that God provides regardless.
Right.
And He just do it one time. I mean, that's not, you don't do it all the time. Like, God's not going to.
Right. It's not like Sunday is like a work day. It's just that it's the same with me in weddings. Usually I have Sundays off. Yeah. I'll tell people that, like, I won't take business calls on Sundays, but I'll perform a wedding on a Sunday. Okay. That's kind of how I'll do it. Is like, if it can wait, I'll make it wait for business until the next day. Right. But if it's something where it's like on a Sunday specifically, I have bills to pay. If when my landlord takes Sundays off, you let me know and I'll stop working on Sundays.
Yes.
Okay, so the way I always like to end the show is to ask you guys, what has been either the biggest life lesson that you have learned, or at least a powerful life lesson that you have learned, if you don't have like a number one thing that you can think of. And then the other one is, what has been the biggest lesson that you've learned in business? So probably in the other order. Let's start with the biggest lesson you've learned since starting your entrepreneurial endeavors, and then the biggest lesson that you've learned in life in general.
I mean, for me, it's been compromising and working together as husband and wife.
Mm-hmm. That's
and
mine.
learning,
I was just going to say that.
Learning the different aspects of different jobs, because I work for her too. Right. When she get clients, I was working for her 3 days out of the week.
Oh yeah.
Rough each other.
Yeah. And then vice versa. And then on the weekends, she'll work for me on selling seafood. Yeah. So we was both, working together and compromising different,
That's
working through different frustrations of like, no, you don't put it there.
Yes, right. That's it.
But you got to figure out how to talk to each other.
Right.
And
then me, I wasn't
without getting a divorce.
And then
right.
Sometimes I don't get up early because I'm not going fishing. So and then she said, "Babe, you got to go to work." And I'm like, "Oh," I said,
"I'm on a vacation. I want to quit."
I would say, "I want a vacation."
Yeah.
And I'm
how much PTO do I get?
Yeah.
Right. I'm like, none. Get up.
Right.
Laying next to your boss, and I gotta go to work. Then he's like, "Yeah, you gotta get up."
You're
late.
You're late. And then the other one was, I know you got to wrap it up. The other one was try not to we put high expectations you want to put a goal, but try to conquer the goal. But if you don't make it, don't beat yourself up on it. Just keep trying.
Yeah.
You know, because you get frustrated on you're not where you want to be. So you kind of tend to give up. So stay on course and just try to stay in and keep a positive attitude. That's a good thing on doing it. If your goal doesn't work out, keep trying and next year it might happen. You know, like the building, we wanted one now, but next year what happen? We just keep thinking, hoping, and still moving forward.
Just keep the faith.
Keep the faith. Yes.
Keep the faith. Maintain hope.
Yep.
You know, that's been a strong thing that I've been reflecting on a lot is just the word hope.
Yes,
because I think that's really something that the older I get, the more important it becomes to maintain and foster hope, because it's really hard to hold it. It's really easy to become discouraged. So
it really is. Yes, it get discouraged. You want to just throw the towel in and say forget it. But then it's so rewarding when you actually get through that hump. Like we got a couple, so we actually over the one big hump.
Yeah.
So now we're like, yay. So
now that
we
you can
want
look
the
back at it.
Right.
Yeah.
So we kept, long as we kept pushing forward, that was the main thing, not giving up.
Yeah. You know, this reminds me when it comes, so having the unique opportunity to have a married couple on the show, I would love to hear what is something that you wish other people had told you would really help you in your marriage.
Nothing's perfect. Work with one another and their differences, because we are different, and try not to change the person to what you want them to be, but let the person tell them what you want, and then let them change on their own and see if it works. You know, if you having and that's what got us going.
Different lifestyles.
Different lifestyle. We raised up different.
Two different worlds.
Yeah.
Age frame, everything. So we had to learn how to compromise.
Because we're like 10 years apart. So
yes.
Gotcha.
What I experienced in my lifetime, she had no clue.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's hard, trying to, two different generations trying to keep it together. Yeah.
And you can have, it's hard to balance between like having an outside perspective on stuff versus having experience, having gone through things that you haven't seen and that kind of stuff. And so you can have fresh eyes and maybe see things from a way that he might have a certain way that prevents him from seeing it in like a new light.
And that's what we do.
And then otherwise you can have certain experience on things and be like, I promise it doesn't look like it's something that's going to work out, but if you let it cook, it'll turn out well. You just got to let it happen.
Things I experienced at 17, 18, 19, you know, she had no clue about.
Right.
It's way different now.
The world can change so much in a decade. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I started my business in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and when I was there back in 2015, seeing pictures from just a decade earlier of what Grand Rapids looked like in 2005 was like, it is a different city.
Right. It is.
So the city changes a bunch, culture changes a bunch, the overall like expectations that people have moving forward, like so much changes in a decade's time.
And one more thing.
Yeah.
Just when people lose the spark, keep the spark. And work and no play. You have to take a day off, do date night, or take vacations away from work, so you don't and refuel yourself. Because you just work. All work and no play is no good. You have to balance it.
Yeah, you'll start dying.
You start dying. Yeah, and the relationship will too. If you don't nurture it, you have to nurture it.
You got to be intentional.
You have to be
absolutely.
Don't feel like we just together is good. No, it's not. We have to constantly be making it better every day.
I hear that.
Not just let it go and just say, the marriage is marriage. No.
Right. No, it takes work.
It does.
It's not just going to happen. You're not just going to wake up every morning and just feel good about each other.
Right.
You actually got to like be on purpose to make that happen.
That's right. You have to do it.
Makes so much sense.
Awesome. Nobody can make me happy but me.
I hear that. Oh my gosh. Yeah. It is so hard to satisfy somebody else.
Yes.
Like you have to try, and they have to choose to accept and if there's something that compromise on it. Right. If there's something else that you need, you have to communicate that.
That's it. I can't read your mind. You got to tell me that this is bothering you or what you want me to do.
I hear that.
So you have to communicate and not think the other ones can read your mind and know what's going on or what you want.
Right.
So communication.
Yeah. And also admitting that you need help on something. I know that for me, and I think a lot of men can relate to this, is that we can sometimes have a hard time identifying when we need to ask for help, where it's like sometimes it's not even that it's hard to ask, sometimes it's just hard to admit that, like, okay, this is probably a problem.
Right, that's exactly right. Yes, you don't want to admit it. It's like, okay, I want to do everything on my own. I don't want no help. I don't want anybody to help me.
Yeah. That's great. No,
I struggle there a lot sometimes. I just sometimes
he does everything.
It gets overbearing, and then he's like, oh no.
right. Yeah, no, we gotta actually talk about this. Yeah,
Yes.
I feel that. All right, well, Al, Katrina, thank you so much for having been on the show.
so much.
Thanks for
Yes,
making this
thank
time.
you
It has
for
been
having
a
us.
genuine pleasure. And when you start that business when you get
Go
the
call
restaurant
you.
open, hit me up and let's have
let's
a
cut the
part
ribbon.
2 for this.
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure.
I would love to have you back on the show once you get that rolling so that we can
Yes.
talk about how the journey has gone from
Right.
here to there. And then in general, just definitely stay in touch. I would love to see how the journey is going on our end.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So to close this out, go ahead and look at the camera. Tell people how to get in touch with you guys, where to hire you, how that looks.
Hi, just want to say thank you, Tony, for having us on the show. You can reach us at Scorpion King Charger if you want to go fishing, or you can reach us out to Pinch Spanish Blue Crab and Seafood at 941-465-5388.
All right, and I'll put links.
Everybody,
for that in the
they try to
description.
put charters, but I says, no, there's only one charter.
Right, singular.
Give us a call.
Perfect. All right,
You'll
thank you
love
so
it.
much. Hope you have a great rest
Thank
of your day.
you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.